Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebels. As always, I'm here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Doing great.
Got another win on Friday night. Chalked up another one. Beat Seymour. 35-25 was the final score. Pretty close game throughout some parts, but your team weathered the storm, came out on top. 2-score game. Probably should have been 3-score without that final score at the end. Talk about how happy you were with your performance on Friday night.
Well, we played pretty well. They defensively played really well, and we figured this week, if we hadn't given up so many yards on penalties, that probably held them to under 150 yards total offense, and that is really good. We just made some bonehead mistakes there, but defense played really well. Offense got going, and again got to win. 6 wins. I think a lot of people wouldn't expect us to have that right now, but we did here at South Greene, and try to keep it rolling this week at Happy Valley.
You won the turnover margin once again. That's another thing that helped you turn those turnovers into points. One big one was from Nash Rader. He was everywhere on Friday night. He had a 3-touchdown performance once again. He had that big interception also whenever Seymour cut it to 1 possession. And after that turnover, you were able to go down and score, I think, with a Jacob Sousaw touchdown. Yeah. Talk about how big that turnover was.
Well, that's really big. There's been years before when people cut it to 1-score lead, we just kind of fold. But this year, it's happened 3 or 4 times. People cut it to 1 score. It seems like we respond, and we have all year. That's that's just kind of a testament to our team. We don't get rattled. We'll get that lead, and they'll make a little run there, and we'll go down and we'll score. So that was good to see that we was able to do that. And they come out right after halftime and held us to 3 and out, and I think they went down and scored. So. It was big that we responded there also. So just a big overall win. Another 4A school coming here, and we were talking today. It's these teams coming in here that's got. They had 85 kids, and we got half that. We've got 42 over there. I think 37 dressed out, and it feels really good to beat those teams. Now, everybody said, oh, they're 0-6, but they don't have a bad ball club. They really don't. They got some athletes running around there, and they play a tough schedule. So it was really good to get to win.
One thing that you had talked about, I can't remember if it was on here last week or if it was in a separate interview that we did off camera, where you had mentioned that so far this season you haven't trailed at all. You didn't trail in this game, but you got close when the score was 21-19. Yeah. They scored twice coming out of halftime, and you boys responded with that turnover that turned into points and allowed you to pull out to another 2-possession lead. Talk about how they were able to band together in that moment to where they pull it back within 2 and they were able to jump back on top and respond and pull the game out where you had a 2-possession lead and were more comfortable, I would say.
Well, the good thing about it is when you say you haven't been behind all year, that's the positive thing, but then you wonder, okay, what's going to happen if we are? But the way we responded, when people cut it, they cut it to 2. Mm-hmm. Makes you feel good that we can go down and respond if somebody was to take the lead on us. So, hopefully we can keep that going this week. That's what you want to keep doing is, what if you could go the whole regular season and not be behind? That'd be awesome. That way that that you controlled your own destiny the whole season. And that's what you want to do. Every ball game, you want to control what you do and all that stuff. So that was big the way we respond. And like I said, we've done it all year. It seems like every game, we'll get a lead and they'll cut it, then we'll go right down the field and score. So that's what we got to keep doing, and we got to keep building on that if we want to be a good football team.
One thing I enjoy you saying every week is you have to establish the run game. Each and every week. You were able to do that this week. All 5 of your touchdowns came on the ground. You had 3 from Nash Rader, you had 1 from Jacob Sousaw on a keeper, and then you had 1 early from Shawn Ingram. Talk about how important it was to be able to establish the run game.
Well, we felt like we could, and if we couldn't, we was going to have to throw the ball. But their secondary was pretty good. They played us pretty well. But going on throughout the season, we've got to be able to throw the football. We're running it well. You're going to come up on a team within a 10-game schedule that somebody's going to be able to stop your run, or you have a bad night running, and we got to be able to throw the ball. So that's what we hope we get going. And although we're still throwing for 150 yards, every week that Sousaw throws, we're doing a good job there. But we feel like we got athletes out there, still trying to get them involved in the offense, and that's what's big. At any given night, one of those guys can have a breakout night, and that's what's important. So we feel good about that. But we just the run game's clicking. Now we got to get our passing game going to complement the run game as we go throughout the rest of the season and hopefully the playoffs.
I was really impressed with how the boys up front responded well to their defensive line because they were a lot bigger than you would expect also playing a 4A school. Like you said, they had some athletes. They had some big boys up front, and your O-line did a great job. I don't think Susong was really pressured in any of those passing attempts either, and they obviously did well if you were able to get in the end zone 5 times in the running game.
Well, that's a testament to our line. They've done a great job, and talking to Brian State earlier today, we were talking about that, and I told the lineman yesterday, we kind of got a little upset at practice and had a heart-to-heart with them. They are the unsung heroes. And we're going to go as the linemen go. I know people talk about going as your quarterback goes, as your skill people goes. We're going to go as the line goes. I mean, a lot of teams talk, a lot of coaches talk over the years. You have a bunch of skill people, but if you ain't got the line to go with it, you can't play. So our line's done really well, and it's kind of a thing now. We don't look across. I don't think they look over there and see big guys. It doesn't bother them. Chucky Doak was bigger than us. Crockett was bigger than us. This team was bigger than us. In the preseason, Northview was bigger than us, and then you had Gatlinburg Pittman was bigger than us, and Unicoi bigger than us. So all those teams, and we just go out there and play. Those guys come to work every day, and we expect them to go out there and play. And we've got a good line right now, and keeping them healthy is a big thing. And then we've got a couple guys that can spill them if we have to, but they're playing really well right now, and it's a testament to our run game to them and what they're able to do.
I brought up right after the game Friday night that you were now 6-0, undefeated on the season, and you mentioned it in that interview and also at the beginning of this one. Not a lot of people expected you to be 6-0 at this point. You're still undefeated within the region. You're still undefeated on the season as a total. How good does it feel right now to be 6-0?
I mean, it feels good, and the kids enjoy it, and the community enjoys it. And like I say, we as coaches felt like there was an opportunity to be there. When you look at the schedule, again, I try to set the schedule up on those non-conference games to get teams that's going to push us. Get ready for playoffs, and we've been lucky to win them all. We got one more non-conference in Granger. That'll be a test there in week 10. So it's big us being 6-0, and it feels great when people don't expect you to be that way. And a lot of people I've talked to, and they didn't mean it a bad way. Everybody said, "Oh, we expected Crockett to beat you right off the bat." Then if you didn't lose that one, then everybody expected Chucky Doe. So it feels really good to be where we are, and just to kind of show people that, hey, South Greene's for real. We can play. As long as we show up and stay healthy, we'll be fine.
Feels better when you prove everybody wrong and they didn't expect you to be 6-0, rather than when they do expect you to be 6-0.
That's right. There's not as much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it. Let's say we go and have a great year this year. We get all those guys back. Then there's the pressure, because then people's going to expect you to have a good year. And that's the thing about kids. Sometimes they let the pressure get to them, and this year they're not, because they know about people to expect to do what we're doing. So we just hope to keep it going, and we're going to try this Friday night when Happy Valley comes to town.
Got another region game against Happy Valley coming up. Got one out of the way, or actually Seymour was not a regional opponent, but still a good win nonetheless over another 4A opponent. That's 3 straight wins over Seymour now.
Yeah, 3 straight wins.
I've started getting some stats together on how many straight wins you've got now. I like doing that stuff. You've got 3 straight against Seymour, 9 straight regular season wins, 6, of course, to start this season. And then I don't think you've lost a home game dating back to Hampton last year, which I think is 5 straight also.
Yeah,
so you've got a little bit of a streak going now.
Hopefully keep that going. Now, look here, you probably jinxed us there sometime down the year here with our streaks there. But, yeah, it feels good. Playing here at South Greene. Until last year when we had that little lull there mid-season with Hampton, and I think Chucky Doak and there's another team that beat us here. We're pretty good here at South Greene. The home field advantage is good for us, and we do really well here. So we hope to keep that rolling.
I think that Hampton game was a big turning point for you guys too.
Yeah, it was.
Since that game, you've lost 1 game, and that was the season-ending game in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it is. And we took that in stride. Made sure that we drilled that in. That how physical they were that night, and we feel like that's helped us throughout this year. To keep reminding ourselves that we got to play that way if we want to continue to win.
I think I remember talking to Mark last year whenever we were doing Saturday morning shows. You got on that little winning streak, and I said every week I wouldn't want to play the Rebels this time of year.
Yeah,
because you were starting to get hot, and it's the same right now. You've been on that winning streak. Only game you lost was that one at the end of the season, and besides that, you've been rolling.
That's it. Hope to keep it going.
Got Happy Valley coming up this week, though. We'll go ahead and jump into a break before we preview the special night here on Rebel Hill in just a minute, here on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn's new Right Way Buffet is open and ready for you and your family. Now with new garlic buttery crust and stuffed crust pizza, along with salads and desserts. It's the best part of your day. The all-day, everyday buffet. Only at Pizza Inn Greenville.
Tommy's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommy's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommy's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommy's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebels. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. So you got Happy Valley coming in this week to Rebel Hill. Still haven't left Greene County any this year.
No, not yet. Got one more game.
Senior night now, as we've got up on the board right here. You've got, I believe, 8 special seniors. Wanting to send them off one final time on Rebel Hill with a win. Well, final regular season game. Still got a chance to host in the playoffs and give them a few more opportunities to play here at home. Talk about how special of a night it's going to be Friday night.
Well, this is another group of great seniors, and I told them yesterday that by us winning last week and getting to 6-0, they cannot end their career and have a losing season all 4 years they were here. And to me, that's big. You know, their freshman year, sophomore year, last year, we was 5-2 and got on the roll there and went 6-6. So, that's not a losing season. And right now, if we was to lose the rest of them, they would still end up 6-6 or 6-5 or whatever, or 6-4 in the regular season if we didn't make the playoffs. And if we did make the playoffs, worse, you could end up at 6-6. So it's real big, and those seniors have meant a lot to us. The ones that's been, a couple of them, a few of them has been here the whole time. We got Dion that's been here since he's a freshman. Noah Robinson's been here, number 5, has been here since he's a freshman. Race has been here since he's a freshman. 51, Jacob Bourne's been here since he's a freshman. So those guys mean a lot to the program. They've been around, and it's kind of crazy. You usually come in with 10 or 12, and those guys are the ones that stuck it out, and it's real meaningful to them. TJ played his freshman year and took the year off his sophomore year and come back. It's been a big part of what we've done in the last few years. And I forgot, number 12 has been with us the whole time, also as a 4-year player. Shawn come in as a sophomore, number 22, and then 63, Ricker came in 2 years ago. And a big part of what we do, all of them are. So it's going to be sad to see them go, but it's going to be good to celebrate them Friday night here on our last regular season game of the year.
I was going to ask you to speak about each of them if you wanted to, because with only 8 seniors, you actually have that opportunity. Usually when you have about a dozen seniors, it's kind of hard to get them all in because you've got so much to say about all of them, and it takes up so much time. So if there's anything else you'd like to say about any of them, go ahead, take the floor.
There's, like I say, just a bunch of great kids show up every day to work and do what they're supposed to. And, they may be times that over the years they didn't feel like they got the playing time they deserve, but they stuck it out, and that's a big deal. They're sticking it out. That's one thing about football. We try to sell football as you get tons of life lessons, and that's the biggest sport we feel like, that you can get those life lessons. And if you don't ever play football again after you leave here, you got stuff that you can take with you to make it through life. Adversity and different stuff that happens, and the good and the bad and the ugly is going to happen when you play football, and it's a tough old sport. You pretty much feel like you go year round anymore, and once you come back in July, you're there hopefully till November, and that's a long time to be together. There every day except on the weekends. You still may be with your buddies, so it's a long time to be together and have to practice every day, and hot and cold, and you're beat up and you're banged up. So these guys have been very special to South Greene, and we hope once they graduate and get out here to season's over, we know they're Rebels for life, and that's what we talk about around here.
Outside of the season opener, I think senior night is the game that each player comes out motivated the most. And unlucky for Happy Valley, they've got the tough task of playing you all on senior night. And the good thing for you guys is it's another region game. Looking to go 3-0 within the region with another win over Happy Valley. What do you expect the Warriors to throw at you on Friday night?
Well, we looked on film the last 2 games that we got. We're like, oh my gosh, they've turned into a mini Hampton, because they went 0-3, and the last game was on that streak was Hampton that beat them 36-0, and then they started running the offense Hampton does. They run a little overset, power set, and really run the ball really well the last 3 weeks, and had some success in it. So we're going to have to really stop the power run that they got. Now they like to go spread. But if they're running the ball like they have the last 3 weeks, it may be hard to get them into spread unless we can slow them down. So they're going to come here. They got a good ball club. They're growing up. They started a little slow. They lost 3 in a row, then they won 3 in a row, and they had some kids hurt. They're getting them back against us. So So it's going to be a big game here. It's always a tough game with Happy Valley. I think we've beaten them the last 4 years in a row. There was some years there before that. It was tough to beat them. So it's going to be big having Happy Valley in here. Got them at home this year, and we got to win that game to go 3-0 in the conference. And so it's a big game.
Well, side topic too. I know everybody's we won't mention it too much, but do you think preparing for a similar offense to Hampton will help you going down the road to play them in Week 11?
Oh, sure it will, because I mean that's exact same formations that they run. You know that they're going to move over and again do the exact same thing. So if we could be successful here, that will give some confidence against Hampton. Because that's one thing that's tough to stop at Hampton is their power set, and when they call it overset. They're going to bring the tight end and a wing back and a receiver and everybody on that one side, and they're just going to say stop us. And that's what they've done for years. So we feel like it gives us an advantage if we can come out and be successful against Happy Valley. And when you look at scores, Hampton beat them 36-0. You got Happy Valley. You're hoping Happy Valley is not as good as Hampton. But still, it's going to be a big challenge for us because Happy Valley has a good little football team, and they're still young. They only got 6 seniors talking to their coach, so they'll all be back next year. So it's going to be a tough game coming here playing them.
Your defense has paved the way for your offense this year. You've had a loaded offense: Jacob Susong, Nash Rader, Dion Blair, Trey Gentry, TJ Buckner. What do you think they'll see when they line up against Happy Valley's defense on Friday night?
Well, they're going to run a forefront. Coach Hyder's been out there for years, and they're going to be more of a 4-3 look. They're going to try to make sure if you got 2 receivers, they're going to try to put 3 over 2. Sometimes people will even play 2 over 3, which means we got 3 receivers and they got 2 guys, but they'll go 3 over 2. We have 2 receivers, they'll have 3 defensive guys, and we just got to try to find some mismatches somewhere, and we're still going to try to run the football. That's what we do around here. But if they was able to slow it down, and they're real good, their front seven's really good. Talking to Hampton's coach, they're really good up front, and so hopefully we can run the football. If not, then we're going to have to throw it, and we feel like we got the skilled people to throw it to. And Susong's threw it well this year, so we're just going to continue to do that.
As always, too, you got 3 keys to success that you need to carry out every week. What are they this week?
Well, of course, turnover battle. We've done that all year, and that's very, very big. Defense has got to be alignment assignment. We preach it every day around here on the defense. If you're in your position, you do your job, we can be successful. And then we got to take your opportunities and what they give us. We don't need to try to force things on offense. Just take what the defense gives you. Is what we preach.
All right. Well, you've got senior night this Friday night. You've got 8 seniors that you're honoring. I assume you're honoring them about 6:30 on Friday night.
Yeah, we have about 6:30.
About 6:30, you'll have other fall athletes that are being honored also. So if you're watching this and you're a family member of another fall athlete, come out and support them on their very special night. Come out and support the Rebels also. 7 p.m. kickoff time against Happy Valley, another region opponent for them and another important region game. You had a good weekend last weekend.
Oh, yeah, had a great weekend. We win. UT wins. I went to that game, and then the Cowboys win on Sunday, so it don't get no better than that. Now, this weekend we just got us and the Cowboys, and we got the 49ers. So, that might be a preview of the we're hoping that's a preview of the NFC Championship game, so we'll see. I know we got the Eagles out there, you Eagles fans, but a big game coming up Sunday after ours on Friday night. UT's off this week, so they're going to get the win. So we look forward to Friday night and Sunday night this weekend.
You can't lose on a bye week.
That's exactly right.
What are you going to watch on Saturday? You don't have to watch.
I'll watch somebody. It's football. We'll figure out somebody. Try to find another SEC team we want to get beat. Georgia maybe, Alabama. Coach Dye's a big Alabama fan, and we always pull against them around here. So we'll watch somebody and kind of give some phone calls on Saturday night if they can get beat. So that's kind of what we'll do on Saturday.
All right, I think that's all I've got for you this week, Coach. Hopefully you have another good weekend with another Cowboys win on Sunday night and another Rebel win on Friday night. But as always, thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.